this planet who will tell you they know what the inside of a nightmare sounds like. They're lying. They've heard recordings. They've watched the YouTube compilations with the volume cranked. They've sat in IMAX theaters and felt the subwoofers rattle their popcorn. But they don't know. They don't know what it feels like when the sound stops being a sound and becomes a physical presence. When the air itself turns into a wall that presses against your chest and squeezes the breath out of your lungs before you even realize you're screaming. My name is Dr. Eris Thorne. I'm a meteorologist. A storm chaser. And I know exactly what the inside of a nightmare sounds like. It sounds like the world forgetting its own name. You see my eye first. A single hazel iris, the pupil contracted to a pinprick. And in the reflection, if you look close enough, you can see it. A black wedge. A mile wide. A monster made of wind and dirt and the pulverized remains of everything it's already consumed. It's crossing a highway. My highway. And the scream that's trapped in my throat isn't fear. It's recognition. I've seen this shape before. Not in person. Never in person. But in the data. In the models. In the deep, primal part of my brain that understands geometry and violence are sometimes the same thing. This is the guillotine. And I drove straight towards it. The power transformer explodes outside my truck and for a split second the entire world is neon blue. Sparks rain across the windshield like electric tears. It's almost beautiful. The kind of beauty that has no business existing in a moment like this. The radar screen on my dashboard is screaming. The reds and purples of a debris ball signature. That's the technical term. Debris ball. It sounds so clinical. What it means is that the tornado is no longer just picking up dirt. It's picking up houses. Trees. Cars. Lives. The radar doesn't distinguish. It just paints a pretty picture of a catastrophe and beeps at you like you forgot to turn off your turn signal. A road sign tears through the hood of my truck. Exit 212. Green letters on a white background. It was probably pointing to some small town. A gas station. A diner with good pie. Now it's a jagged metal scar embedded in the engine block. The sound it makes isn't a crash. It's a shriek. Like the metal is alive and dying all at once. I wonder if I'll remember that exit number for the rest of my life. I wonder how long the rest of my life is going to be. The window implodes. Safety glass doesn't shatter like in the movies. It doesn't fall in a neat little pile. It atomizes. A milky white cloud of a million tiny crystals that gets sucked out into the void like a soul leaving a body. The roar fills the cab. Not the sound of a train anymore. The sound of the entire ocean being poured through a straw. Leo is screaming next to me but I can't hear him. I can only see his mouth stretched open in a silent howl. We are two mimes in a theater of destruction. And then the debris starts to float. A 2x4 plank of wood, end over end, spinning in slow motion. It stops 6 inches from my face. Just hovers there. Vibrating. I can see the grain of the wood. The rust on the old nail still embedded in one end. Time has become a physical thing that I could reach out and touch if I weren't so busy trying to remember how to breathe. They say your life flashes before your eyes. They're wrong. It's not your life that flashes. It's the single moment. The infinite now. The recognition that the universe is offering you one final, perfect, crystalline image before it erases you. A child's car seat tumbles through the air outside the hole where my door used to be. Silhouetted by a horizontal lightning strike. Empty. Please let it be empty. Let it have been empty before the winds took it. Let there be a mother somewhere who pulled her baby out in time. I have to believe that. I have to believe that car seat is just plastic and fabric and not a monument to the worst moment of someone's life. The lightning holds the image for an eternity. Empty. Please. The driver's side door begins to peel away. The rivets are failing. Pop pop pop. Like a zipper unzipping. The world outside is a solid gray wall. You can't see through it. You can't imagine anything existing beyond it. This is the interior of the tornado. Not the eye. Not the romantic calm that poets write about. The inflow. The feeding trough. The throat of the beast. And into this gray void I scream the only words I have left. Not today. It's not a plea. It's not a prayer. It's a command. A declaration of war against the sky itself. My hand finds the anchor button. A custom red circle on the dash that I installed 3 years ago and never once believed I'd have to use. I slam it down. And the world goes black. 6 a.m. The watch on my wrist beeps. A clean, digital sound. A mockery of normalcy. I'd been sitting in this cheap motel room for 3 hours, staring at the same set of model data on my laptop screen. The chair is uncomfortable. The granola bar is stale. The cold brew coffee is warm. Outside, the first hints of dawn are turning the Oklahoma sky the color of a healing bruise. Leo will be here soon with gas station coffee and too much enthusiasm. But right now it's just me and the numbers. And the numbers are terrifying. In the world of storm chasing, there's a term we use when the atmosphere sets itself up for something catastrophic. A loaded gun. It means the ingredients are all there. The moisture. The instability. The wind shear. But it's the wind profile that has me frozen in this chair. The way the winds veer with height. The speed shear. It's a textbook setup for a long track, violent, cyclic supercell. The kind that drops multiple tornadoes. The kind that doesn't just touch down and lift. The kind that stays on the ground for hours, carving a scar across the landscape that satellites will photograph for years. I look at the model sounding and I see the shape of a guillotine. Leo knocks. He doesn't wait for me to answer. He never does. He bursts in with 2 cups of gas station coffee and a grin that hasn't yet learned to be afraid of the sky. You've been staring at the same Cape values for 3 hours, he says. It's either a bust or a monster. Coffee? He doesn't know yet. He hasn't seen what I've seen in the numbers. When I tell him about the wind profile, about the veering, about the loaded gun, I watch his face change. The grin fades. The humor evaporates. He looks over my shoulder at the screen and says the word I've been trying not to say out loud. Guillotine. We load the truck in the golden light of dawn. The anvil. That's what I call my Ram 2500. Customized. Reinforced. A rolling fortress of steel and technology. Weather station on a mast. Radar in the cab. Anchor spikes in the frame for exactly the kind of situation I hope we never encounter. Leo is on the roof, laughing at something on his phone. The weather forums. The armchair chasers who sit in their living rooms and make pronouncements about setups they don't have the courage to chase. They're calling it a cap bust. They're saying I'm washed up. Let them talk. The sky will speak for itself soon enough. We tear out of the parking lot and onto the highway. The road stretches straight and flat to the horizon. The Great Plains don't do subtle. They offer you infinity in every direction and dare you to find meaning in the emptiness. Today, the meaning is written in the white towers of cumulus already building on the southern horizon. Clouds with ambition. Clouds with violence on their minds. The radio crackles to life. Mesoscale discussion 1175. Tornado watch likely. The machine is waking up. The National Weather Service is putting the pieces together just like I did in the motel room. We're heading for Cordell. A slow-moving supercell has dropped its first lightning strike. It's alive. It's breathing. It's hungry. We pass an abandoned farmhouse. It's been there for 100 years. It might not be there tomorrow. There's a certain melancholy to chasing. You drive through these small towns and you see the old barns, the windmills, the granaries. And you know, mathematically, that some of them are on borrowed time. You can't warn the buildings. You can't tell the history embedded in those wooden beams to pack its bags and evacuate. You just drive past and silently apologize for what's coming. The supercell rises from the flat Earth like a nuclear explosion in slow motion. 50,000 feet of churning, rotating vapor. The anvil spreads across the sky, a white canopy of ice crystals that blocks out the sun. The updraft base is a dark gray wall, and at its bottom, a bowl-shaped lowering is rotating. The mesocyclone. The heart of the beast. I pull over. I kill the engine. The silence is a lie, but it's a beautiful lie. A few more seconds of peace before the chase begins in earnest. A funnel cloud dips down from the wall cloud. Pale. Wispy. A tentative finger reaching for the earth. It hangs there for 20 seconds, tasting the air, and then pulls back up. Not yet, it says. Not quite yet. Leo is already launching his drone. The mechanical buzz is a counterpoint to the low rumble of the storm. The drone races towards the wall cloud, a red blinking light disappearing into the gray. On his tablet screen, the view is from 400 feet. The wall cloud is a cathedral of vapor. An eye at the center. Leo whispers, "My God, it has an eye." He's right. It's looking at us. And we're looking back. The first lightning strike hits less than a mile away. Not a gentle fork. A rifle shot crack of purple-white electricity that slams into a field and makes the hair on my arms stand up. I flinch. After 15 years of chasing, I still flinch. You have to flinch. It's what keeps you human. We move east. The storm is cycling. The first mesocyclone is dying, a new one forming to the east. This is what violent tornadoes do. They don't just touch down and leave. They cycle. They regenerate. They keep coming. We're on a mud road now, the truck fishtailing as the rain hits in a blinding sheet. Leo is yelling that we're going to lose visual. I'm yelling back that we'll lose the tornado if we don't push through. The tires find grip. We break out of the rain and into the bear's cage. The clear slot. The zone of dead calm directly under the updraft. And there it is. The first tornado. A stovepipe. A white, muscular column connecting the black cloud base to the brown earth. It's a mile away, but it feels close enough to touch. The roar is a jet engine. A waterfall. 1,000 freight trains in a single sound. Leo is already out of the truck, launching his drone. I'm on the radio, reporting it to the National Weather Service. Spotter ID Chase 9. Large tornado on the ground. My voice is calm. Professional. A mask over the primal part of my brain that wants to run. The tornado crosses the road 800 yards ahead. The base turns from white to brown. It's eating the earth. A shed is disassembled in a fraction of a second. Planks become splinters, become dust, become nothing. Power lines whip and dance across the pavement in a shower of sparks. I pull Leo down behind the open truck door. The heat from the sparks is real. The danger is real. We are alive and we are very, very small. The tornado roars away into the rain-wrapped distance. A gray elephant trunk fading into the murk. Leo is breathing heavily. Then he grins. The adrenaline grin. The drug. The reason we do this. But I'm not grinning. I'm looking at the new wall cloud forming to the east. It's bigger. Lower. More organized. The guillotine is waking up. We race east. The new wall cloud is a black spaceship, rotating with a visible, terrifying speed. We hit a pothole and water explodes over the hood. A warning light blinks on the dash. I pat the console like a cowboy calming a spooked horse. Not now, girl. We come to a T intersection. The road south is blocked. A state trooper. Lights blazing. Rifle in hand. He's not there to keep order. He's there because he's scared. The road south is closed. An oil tanker is jackknifed. A bomb waiting to happen. The trooper tells me no one is going south. I point at the sky. At the black, rotating wall cloud behind him that is descending. Becoming a wedge. Becoming a guillotine. He doesn't care. He's following orders. He's trying to save lives. He doesn't understand that by blocking this road, he's sentencing us to a different kind of death. I look in my side mirror. The reflection is a half-mile wide black curtain of destruction. It's getting closer. There's no time to argue. I make a decision. East. Into the core. It's our only play. We plunge into the precipitation core. Hail begins. Marble-sized. Then golf ball-sized. Then baseball-sized. The sound is a physical assault. A drum solo played by a furious god on the roof of my truck. A hailstone slams into the windshield on Leo's side. The glass spiderwebs. He screams. A short, sharp sound of pure animal terror. I pull the truck onto an embankment, tilting it so the roof takes the worst of the pounding. Another hailstone punches through the moonroof and embeds itself in the center console. Right between us. A frozen cannonball that would have killed one of us if it had been 6 inches to the left. The storm passes. The hammering fades to a gentle rain. The silence is eerie. We are alive. The truck is wounded but alive. I punch out the shattered windshield on my side. The whole sheet pops out clean. Wind and rain rush in. Fresh air. Leo is hyperventilating in the footwell, staring at the hailstone that almost ended him. He says he's done. He wants to go home. I look at him and I tell him the truth. I need him. He's my eyes. But if he's done, we'll find a ditch and wait it out. It's his choice. He looks at his crushed tablet. The radar data is still flickering. He looks at the hailstone. He takes a breath so deep it sounds like his lungs might burst. And he says no. He's not done. He's good. Punch it. I give him a nod. Just one. The nod of a captain to a sailor who chose to stay on deck. And then I punch it. We burst through the rain curtain and into the RFD clear slot. The rear flank downdraft. The backside of the storm. The sun is behind us, casting a golden, ethereal light. The hail-covered ground glitters like a field of diamonds. And there, perfectly framed, perfectly lit, is the guillotine. A sculpted, white, barrel-shaped tornado. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And the most terrifying. It's hypnotic. Subvortices dance around the base. Smaller suction funnels that carve intricate circles in the hail drifts. Ghostly horsemen of the apocalypse. Leo launches his drone. This is the shot. The shot of a lifetime. He's silent with concentration. But I'm not watching the tornado's beauty. I'm watching its movement. Something is wrong. My internal alarm is screaming. It's not moving like a normal tornado. It's deviating. It's being pulled north by its own internal dynamics. It's turning. Right at us. The word leaves my mouth before my brain can catch up. Leo. Get in the truck. Now. He looks up from his tablet. He sees the half-mile wide black wall bearing down on us. He abandons everything. The drone. The backpack. The shot of a lifetime. He dives into the passenger seat. I'm already in the driver's seat, engine screaming. We tear across the field, bouncing over the frozen hail waves. The roar behind us is a physical pressure. A hand pushing on the back of the truck. In the side mirror, an oak grove is snapped like toothpicks. A barn becomes a cloud of planks. We hit a gravel road. I take the turn so fast the truck goes up on 2 wheels. For a heart-stopping second, we're suspended between physics and disaster. Then the tires find grip and we launch east. Debris starts hitting the back of the truck. A piece of sheet metal wraps around the tailgate with a screaming